This is the Milwaukee Tools 270820 Hole Hawg right angle drill. We're going to do a tested tool review today. This is a drill that we've been using for a while. It is a 270820 Milwaukee. I believe it has the overload protection on it, and it won't kick back when you're using it. Let's take a look at it. It's the fuel brushless. We've had this a while. I've just been trying to keep it in the bag. It's hard to see with the light. It's the Hole Hawg saw. Has a 7/16 shank in it, and that 7/16 allows you to use these 7/16 fluted drill bits, and they go in. They're kind of like the 1/4 inch drills. They go in and they lock. And I had some concerns at first when I first got it. I thought that it only took the Milwaukee brand bits, and nobody locally had these. I had to go online and order this one, and I noticed that it's got the 7/16 shank with a little ball cut out in it to hold it in the drill. But once I got it, I realized I was looking at Lowe's, and I saw these Irwins, and they had the same end on them, so they're not just exclusively a Milwaukee part. I thought they were. I misunderstood. I'm not sure what this brand is. This is probably an Irwin also. It's hard to say. Just says Brazil on it. But this is it's got the screw point on it, and these things will dig. And I have to say, I use this. I started off using this monster over here. This is one of the older Hole Hawg drills. It's electric, and it's got of course it's got a little wrench with it, and you can adjust the rotation so you can run in between studs and floor joist and things like that. But this thing is heavy, and it had to have a chuck. It's got grease all over it too. It had to have a chuck to open up the collet, and I found another drill that I had that had I forget what those chucks are called, a hand tighten chuck on it, and I just took this thing off and laid it to the side, and I haven't had any problems getting the bits to tighten down enough. Once you've worked under a house for a couple of hours and you're holding this big monster above your head, which is not that bad, it's a beast, it'll drill through anything, and you can do hole saws and everything with it. It does drill really good. It's also got replaceable brushes, so this thing will last forever. I've only had it for a couple of years, maybe 3 years, and it does the job pretty good. When I first started out, I only had one drill that I used for everything, to drill concrete, to drill floor joists. We've got a first electric drill I ever got, my wife bought me for my birthday, was a DeWalt 1/2 inch electric drill. I have around here someplace, but it works incredibly well. But it just doesn't do the things that these little narrow right angle drills will do. Now this Milwaukee is supposed to have the whatever that keyed technology in it. It doesn't say it on it anywhere, but it's not that heavy. You can just about operate one-handed. I wouldn't recommend it, but it has the kickback stall function. So if it does kick really hard on you, it will kind of stall. If it's overloaded, it'll stall. It'll stop working. It requires, I believe, a bigger battery than just a little 1.5. The battery that we got for it is it's a 5 ampere hour battery, red lithium Milwaukee, and it's got a light that comes on automatically. It doesn't stop. It's hard to make this thing stop, but you got to hold on to it really good. It's got in the instructions, it shows when you're drilling around things to brace it and kind of hold on to it to keep it from kicking back on you. I haven't had too many problems with it. I tried to run a big hole saw with it, and it really didn't like the hole saw. I'm not sure exactly how big of a hole you can drill with this thing, but it works good on this. I think this is 2-inch. It works good on it. And these little self-driving, self-pulling auger bits, it doesn't even bog this thing down. It goes. I've wrote on here, I bought the bare tool, and I bought it from CPO, and I gave $249 for it just for the bare tool because I already had some batteries. It looked like the kit with 2 batteries, and I think they're 5 amp hour batteries. It's $449. And I found this same tool, bare tool, just like the one I've got, same number. On Amazon, it was $309. And it seemed like Amazon was $50 higher than most places that Home Depot and everybody else had it around $249. So that's unusual for Amazon to have a higher price, but I didn't look through the whole website. There are probably some more that were comparatively priced. But this thing, it stops and starts just instantaneous. And it is absolutely a beast. It will drill. It drills good, and it's not that bad to hang on to all day. You can definitely not, even with this heavy battery, it's nothing like using that big angle drill, the electric angle drill. But this is where we come. We started there, and we came to here, and just about everyone, if you're on a job site, there's usually a lot of older homes, there's no outlets under the house. You have to run cords everywhere, and that, of course, that cuts down. It makes the drills overheat more the longer the cord is. So you just got, this thing is supposed to do 150 holes per charge, and I don't doubt that. I haven't counted. It says it's 30% lighter. Compared to that drill there, it's probably 30 to 50% lighter, because this thing, it just feels really good when you're using it. I tried to use, my concrete mixer paddle has the same 7/16 hole in the end of it, or splines, I guess you could say, because it is like it's not a spline, but it's a 6-point, it has a 6-point bit. I tried to use my concrete mixing paddle, and it would work, but it was loose, and I was afraid that it would mess the bearings up because it doesn't have this groove cut in it. So I quit using it to mix my mortar and grout. It's really made for, really handy for a plumber or electrician, so that's what it should be used for. I'm neither, but I do a lot of my own. I do all my own plumbing and electrical work, so it came in handy in building this house and houses in the future when we build some more homes. But I really don't have anything bad to say. The worst thing about this one, the reason it was a little cheaper, I think, than the one that had the chuck on it, is because it takes a specific bit. And I had trouble finding it. So if I'd have got one with a chuck, of course it would have been longer. It wouldn't have been much longer, but about the same. But the chuck, you could put a variety of different bits. I've got all different sizes of bits. And in order to be more specific, unless I just use this for plumbing and electrical work, I won't need a whole lot more bits. But these little drill bits do good. And these, I think this is an Irwin, but I'm not sure. It may be a DeWalt, but it doesn't have any identification on it anywhere. But it digs through everything, and it's not even made any chips on it. This hole saw has got a few gouges in it where I hit a few nails when I was doing ran some plumbing pipe. But this thing's very aggressive. Has a really aggressive screw tip on it. It's Milwaukee. I've not used that much because I had most of it done before this ever came in the mail. But this has a cutter on it that cuts the wood grain before it ever sends the knives into it. So this thing, it cuts really good, and it cuts a little smoother. This thing just rams through and blows the back side out because it doesn't have the side cutter. So I prefer this one, especially for electrical wire. It just seems to be a little bit cleaner.